what are the implications of giving a kid an iPad? I go out to eat every now and then, and I just see this kid just on it's like nothing. The world could be exploding behind them, and they're just fixated on this screen. That can't be good.
What do y'all think?
I think it's terrible. I think it's rotting away their mind, and I think for kids to have access to TikTok, I think is a bad thing. Even for myself, I constantly delete the app to prevent myself from going on TikTok, because if I watch one, it's just like 5 minutes goes by so fast. I'm like, what did I just do?
So that's so interesting. You say constantly, which means you're also constantly reinstalling
Well,
it.
because I post on TikTok, so it's a bit of a double edge, because I like to see the analytics of how my videos do. But when I'm on there, I also like to see what's going on from a creator perspective, but I very quickly fall into the consumer.
So this has always been true with parenting, where parents will do things to elicit behaviors in their children. So how do I get my kid to calm down? How do I get my kid to sit? How do I get my kid to eat? And so in the past, like, we had to do all kinds of stuff to get our kids to sit and eat. But now we have this beautiful tool that, like, veggies them out, and then they become passive, and it's like, you know, you can just feed them and they'll be okay. So it's a beautiful emotional regulation technique. So, like, I don't know if y'all, so in our case, for example, like, we're very careful around technology, but you know, when our kids are on a flight, like, we recently took a 30-hour flight with like a 6-year-old and 8-year-old. And so, like, during that time, we like use technology, right? Because that's what's going to happen. But even for the first 12 hours of the flight, no tech. And if you think about it, like, kids have been flying internationally all the time, and they've never had technology, and they've been okay on those flights, right? But now what's going on is parents are so terrified of a particular behavior. So then what happens is they give the iPad to avoid the behavior. But in doing so, what they're actually doing is reducing the cognitive training that they're putting their kid through. Now, so what used to happen when you were a child and your attention is developing, or even as an adult, is you'd have to force your attention somewhere, right? So I don't know if y'all like went to college, but like, you have to force yourself to study. Your mind wanders, you force it to pay attention. Wanders, force it to pay attention. During this podcast, force it to pay attention. And so now what's happening is we're not forcing kids to do that anymore. So now what's happening is we have a generation of kids who are no longer taking the stairs to get from floor 1 to floor 3. Everyone's taking the elevator. And what it's doing is deconditioning our minds, which is why we see all of the problems that we see, is that our minds are becoming weaker because we're not pushing them, right? Our minds are constantly being driven around in mechanized wheelchairs. We're taking elevators, we're taking escalators. We're not using our minds. We're restraining them with these external devices. So that's what's going on. So I think giving your kid an iPad, just giving it to him, I think is a bad idea.
How could parents counteract this?